Hey, homebrewers, Brian here with Great Fermentations, and today we are brewing on the brand new Anvil Foundry all-in-one, all-grain brewing system, and we're going to show you step-by-step instructions on how to use it on your first brew day. So what is the Anvil Foundry? Well, it's an all-in-one turnkey brewing system, meaning that minus your fermenter, it has everything you need to brew beer from day one. So some of the features it has is, number one, it has a small footprint, which allows you to brew almost anywhere there is a standard 110, 120 volt plug. It has a larger capacity vessel than most, which gives you the flexibility to incorporate a sparge step in your mash, or just skip it altogether and go with a no sparge, brew in a bag style method. It has an onboard controller, which provides you the ability to set and maintain your mash temperatures to within plus or minus 1 degree. The controller also features a delay timer, so you can load your water in prior to brew day and schedule it to start heating up 24 hours in advance. It has a double wall insulation, which means you don't need a sleeve or a jacket to help maintain your mash temps and provide a better boil intensity. The heater is an ultra low watt density triple element heater, which won't scorch your wort. Offers the ability to switch from that standard 110, 120 to a 240 volt power with a simple switch and changing out the plug head. And it has a rotating racking arm, which allows you to do easy sediment-free transfers. All right, so we listed off the features. We're gonna dive right in and get into the brew day.
The Anvil Foundry comes in two sizes. The largest has a 10.5 gallon capacity and is perfect for standard 5-gallon batches and comes with a grain basket that can hold up to 16 pounds of grain. The smaller size in 6.5 gallon capacity is perfect for small batch brewers doing 2.5 to 3 gallon batches and can handle up to 8 pounds of grain. Both units can be purchased by themselves or with the optional recirculation kit, which provides better efficiency and clearer wort. The base system comes stocked with the following items: the main brewing unit with lid, heating element, controller, and drain valve, a grain basket and grain basket stand, and a stainless steel immersion wort chiller with clamps and garden hose connections. The optional recirculation kit comes with the Anvil recirculation pump, perforated mash screen, 4 feet of silicone tubing, which you cut into 2 separate lengths, 4 hose clamps, flow control clamp, and a stainless steel return tube. To start, set up your Foundry base unit near a standard 120 volt outlet. You will also want this to be near an area with decent ventilation, as a decent amount of steam will be created during the boil. Next, add your water to the Foundry. The Foundry documentation provides a great guide on the amount of water you should use based on your grain amount and the sparge technique chosen. For today's recipe, we are brewing a simple mild ale with 8.75 pounds of malt, so we'll be adding 5.7 gallons of water to the system. After your water has been added, place the grain basket inside the Foundry. Next, if you have the optional recirculation kit, set that up now. To do this, hook up the short piece of tubing from the valve on the Foundry to the center inlet port of the pump. Secure the tubing with 2 of the included clamps. Next, take the longer piece of tubing and connect it to the side outlet port of the pump. On the other end, insert the curved stainless steel return arm and then secure both ends of the tubing with the included clamps. Now, add the flow restrictor valve to the tubing and then rest the piece of tubing on the Foundry handle. Now we're all set to brew. Let's begin. To get started, make sure the Foundry is plugged in. Next, turn the big red switch on the side of the Foundry to on. Now the Foundry controller should be lit up and ready to set. The controller has 2 temperature readings displayed. ACT, or actual, is the current temperature reading of the water. Set represents the temperature you want the water to be. For our brew day, we want our mash temperature to be 153. To account for the loss of heat after the grain is added, we will set the initial strike temp to 159. To increase or decrease your desired temp on the controller, simply press the plus or minus buttons on the left side of the controller till your desired temp is reached. To lock in the set temp, simply stop pressing the controls and the set temp will go from flashing to static. That means your temperature is locked in. Next, Anvil recommends setting the power percentage to 100% during the mash. This power percentage allows you to dial in your heat setting and is really useful during the boil process as you can really dial in the intensity of your boil. Now, after the temps have been set, you can sit back and relax and wait for the water to heat up. We waited about 45 minutes for our water to reach our strike temp of 159. After your strike temp has been reached, go back to the controller and decrease the set temp to your target mash temp using the minus button. Next, add your grain slowly to the foundry, making sure to stir as the grain is added to avoid any dough balls forming. After the grain has been added, wait 10 minutes before recirculation. This allows the grain bed in the foundry to settle and form the perfect mash bed. After the 10 minutes is up, finish setting up the recirculation kit. To do this, place the perforated screen on the top of the foundry grain basket. Next, place the stainless steel return arm into the hole on the lid. Rest the lid on the handle as shown in this shot. It should rest comfortably in place. After the lid is in place, open the valve on the foundry to allow the wort to flow into the pump head, then flip the switch on the pump to begin the recirculation. The wort should now be flowing through the tubing and being returned to the foundry through the mash screen. You can reduce the flow rate of the recirculation by tightening down on the flow restrictor valve. You don't want a fast recirculation, as it can cause a stuck mash in your foundry and will produce a lot of splashing on the mash screen. During the mash, Anvil recommends raking the top third of the mash bed every 15 minutes. You can do this by turning off the pump and removing the perforated mash screen and stirring with a mash paddle. After raking the grain bed, put the screen back on and turn the pump back on to continue the recirculation. At the end of your mash, turn off the pump and remove the perforated mash screen. Now, place the included grain basket rack into the foundry and lift up the grain basket. Once the grain basket has cleared the rack, rotate the basket so the tabs in the basket rest comfortably on the rack. In this step, you can either let the grain basket drain and then move on to your boil, or you can incorporate a sparge step. To sparge, simply pour hot water slowly over the grain bed and let it drain. The documentation provided by Anvil gives you a good guide on how much sparge water to use during this step. While draining, set your controller to boil by pressing the plus button until you reach 212. Now, you just boil your wort as usual, add your hops, and enjoy a home brew or two. Once the boil has 15 minutes left, hook up the included immersion wort chiller to a cold water source, then place it in the foundry for the last 15 minutes of the boil to sanitize the chiller. After the boil is over, turn off the control unit and turn on your cold water source. Let the wort cool down to around 72 to 75 degrees, or whatever your desired fermentation temperature is. After you've reached your target temperature, transfer the wort into your primary fermenter. If using the recirculation kit, you can utilize the pump to transfer the wort without the need of a siphon. And that's it. Now you just need to clean up and you're ready to brew your next batch.